All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as it is hot. In case it's your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. You don't share it this morning as I go to bring you the info. With the things that is happening, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, I think should be the hero of the African countries, because as it is, since his arrest by the Finland government, a lot of things has happened in the southeastern part of Nigeria, especially Imo State, Anambra State, and other places to be precise. Meanwhile, there is a video of this guy, who was explaining what is happening in Imo State, to be precise, where yes, day before yesterday in Osumohu and other places, a lot of people were buried, a lot of people were sent to early judgment. These people, they were innocent people, innocent citizens, innocent indigenous of that place. Of course, you know that that place has been somehow for some time, but this December, a lot of people returned to their home for the Yuletide season, believing that everything has come to calm. And to their greatest surprise, it was quite unfortunate for them that a lot of them lost their life. There were more than 18 or 20 people who lost their life at that night. And according to the people who live in that community, they say that there were no gunshots. They had no gunshots. But in the morning, they saw 18 to 20 people lying in the pool of their obala. And when it was looked, these people were killed by a gun. And one would be asking who could have carried out this kind of act. But this guy in this video I'm about to share to you has, opened up on the people he thought that would have carried out this particular act. He believed that the people who carried out this act are the NIG Army them boys, because no gunshot was heard, and that is to say that the people who took down these people used a sniper weapon. Because if you are familiar with some of these foreign movies, you know that sniper weapon does not make much noise. Those people were not macheted, they were killed by by gun. They were sent to judgment by gun, and nobody had any gunshot. And the guy said that Simon Ekpa should be hero of the African country, because when he was there before his arrest, some of these things were not happening. Some of these things were not occurring. I think the only issue we were hearing was the fight between the BLA army and the NIG army. But since the arrest of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, a lot has taken place. Let me play that video for you so that you can follow up on what this guy is saying. He was even crying in the video. Just pay rapt attention and watch this video.
Musa boys, by the Chief of Army Staff's boys, by the military of Nigeria in Anambra State. A lot of people have been buyed over the weekend. Since this year started, a lot of people have been buyed in Anambra State, and people are not saying anything about it. And in Olu State, which is Imo State, a lot of minus is going on there. A lot of onslaughts is going on there. Now, we have asked General Christopher Musa, in peace and in unity, let them remove their terrorist army and soldiers in our soil. They refuse. I want the Amnesty International to know that General Christopher Musa's boys and Christopher knows what is going on in the southeast. They have used their military to intimidate and suppress our people and make them to flee their homes. You can confirm these things that I'm saying. And I want to state this categorically clear, that Christopher Musa knows exactly what the terrorists are doing in the southeast, because the onslaught going on in the southeast is being caused by the Nigerian military. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Since the beginning of this year, it has been one call to another. Our people have been buyed every single day. Every single day. pay because they invited Mazi Simon Ekpa for questioning. And that is the opportunity that they had, these evil-minded people. This terrorist army had to infiltrate our villages, our homes, and our land. Our mothers and fathers can no longer go to the farm. Some days ago, they carried out an attack in Osumo, leaving countless people unalive. This is happening because our prime minister is not around. Nigerian government should stop the genocidal attack that they are carrying out in the southeast, because this is getting out of hand. Bianco Juku, the foreign minister, this is where we need you to speak up. The foreign minister of the Nigerian state, please speak up. Our people are really buying. They are really buying our life, our people. There are so many evidences against this government that we have that we cannot put on my social media handle. I am telling the world this because Nigeria is destroying our country. Nigeria is destroying our state. The military are there, unprovoked, buying innocent civilians that are not armed. The armed people, they're not looking for them. They are just there buying our people, destroying the lives and properties of our people, of the Indigo. And nobody is talking about it. No governor is speaking about it. Everybody kept mute because the Fulani are paying them to become the governors of their state. And they are trying their best to make sure they come back to power to come back to power in the next election. And this is the reason why they are doing all this evil. People are losing their lives. We need the Amnesty International to know that General Christopher Musa boys are destroying our farmlands and our homes, our villages, buying our people left and right. Everywhere you go in the southeast today, this has never happened before in the history of Nigeria. This has never happened before in the history of that country called Nigeria. This fineness is becoming too much. A bounty of 10 million that anyone that can give credible information on where the Biafran repression armies are, that they will award that individual 10 million naira. And now we need you to place that same bounty on the people who are buying our people in the whole of the southeast. The governors of the southeast are not speaking up because of their selfish interests of elections to be re-elected in office. And we want to use this opportunity to tell General Christopher Musa that Biafran land is now a sovereignty. All your terrorist army that are heading these crimes, remove them from our land. How come do you militarize the whole of the southeast? How come are there so many checkpoints and still yet there is this onslaught going on in the southeast? There is this violence all going on in the southeast. And we want the world to know that our chief of staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabweze, has forwarded most of this documentation to the appropriate authority on what is going on in the southeast, most especially Imo State, Osumohu, Mbitolu, and some villages. And there are some villages in Imo State that people have deserted from those villages. And the Amnesty International can do their findings and find out that these things that we are saying is true. Bianco Juku, we need you to speak up. Mazin Nandi Kano's wife, please, now, this is where we need you to write to the UN, to write to the EU, to write to Amnesty International, and telling them exactly what is happening in the southeast as we speak today, because a lot of people are losing their life.
All right. Wonderful people. Welcome back. You have heard from that man, his plea, his cry, his tears on what is happening recently in Ala Biafra. What we are seeing in Ali Igbo these days have not happened before. And this is the first of its kind that innocent people will be in their house, will be in their room, and somehow by the night their life will be taken. I don't know people who are doing this thing. whether they even have conscience, or whether they are human being, or whether they are spirit, or whether they are people uh, who have lost their conscience. Because I can't tell. It is not a war front. It's not maybe they are fighting war, or maybe they are fighting battle. Something it would have been a different thing, or maybe a land dispute. It would have been a different thing. Someone will say, okay, they're having a land dispute. It's a battle or war between village and the rest of them. But this what is happening now is nowhere near anything like this. It was just innocent people who, after their daily activities, that came out in the night. There was one of the videos that it was people who are even in their own house, people in their own house. They were resting, and these people went there, made sure that these people were, sent to early judgment. Meanwhile, ndị be anyị sị na ogbu mma na ọmụma ka o si na ya na na ọgbọ egbe na-emekwanụ gịnị na-anakwanụ n'egbe. So onye na-egbu mmadụ nyanwa na onwe ya ga-esikwanụ n'egbe egbe na onye na-agba egbe kwanụ ya na onwe ya ga-esi n'egbe egbe. Onye na-egbu mma ga-esikwanụ na mma na enwe na-asị ndị Igbo ka ndị Igbo kaba arụ nyere onwe fa aka, maka na nwanne enwe n'ọkwanụ nyanwa bụ edi, nwanne enwe ọnya bụ edi. Nwe na-asị na ife na-emezi be anyị ọ dị ka nke ugbu a nọ na-agba ojusikwa anya. It is very painful that in your own house you did not enter a vehicle and have accident. You are not in a war front, or just that you are inside your house and somehow your life was taken from you. When I do, how long will this continue? How long is it going to continue? How long is this thing going to continue? With the heavy military checking points in the southeastern part of Nigeria, if you go around that Osumo and the rest of them, you will see heavy military checking points there. If you go from Imo State to Anambra, taking all over these places, you find out that there are heavy military checking points. And despite these military checking points, these perpetrators are still having their way. People are being maimed and sent to early judgment. People are being buried in their own homes, in their own house, where they are having merriment. There are some people say that it was where they were, enjoying themselves, drinking. That was where they saw their Waterloo, and it has become a trend. Before, blood used to be something that we don't know about. We used to hear it in news. We used to hear it in other places, in the Sahel, in the Palestinian, Middle East. That's where we hear all this kind of thing. But today, in our own Alibo, it is becoming a norm that you might equally wake up the next day or might not even wake up. And when I send the army, if you people are actually working, put more effort in this work. Also, the governor, put more effort to be able to find out the people who are behind this wicked barbaric act, this evil act, because that particular act is barbaric in nature, taking snuffing life out of someone in a blood daylight, when nature has not called, when God himself has not called the person. You see how other people are calling other people to their early grave. When I see ndị Igbo bikonu na ozemezina na onya ka onye gulu na-egwu na-egwu si ozemezina. Alright, if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first. So we'll collect them up. Alright, thank you for listening. God bless you.